shrimp salad, shrimp and potatoes, shrimp burger, shrimp sandwich. That's about it.
Tom Hanks, top 4 ranking. Up top and down, red, white, and blue. Ooh, shawty, walking down the street 10 times a week. I read it, I said it, I stole my mama's credit.
Don't you worry, honey. If they could get a washing machine to fly,
My Jimmy could
my
land.
Jimmy could land it.
Yeah.
Brinkley!
Somewhere
Brinkley!
over the rainbow.
So welcome back to the Twerk Ethic Show.
So good to be here.
Good news, bad news.
Oh,
We are here, and this is new, but it ain't going to last very long because we just wanted to come on and tell you today is going to be a replay, and we hope y'all had a very good Thanksgiving. You didn't know this?
are we replaying now? Is this a replay right now?
No.
Are we here?
You're safe.
Where are we? I'm so scared.
So
I swallowed the red pill. That's my
we try
mistake.
not to do replays, but around holidays, things get
busy.
it gets a little more difficult to
We hang out with the family. Some of us are out of town. Probably both of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why we are doing the replay.
There we go.
I'm out of town with my family, and I just don't feel like editing while I'm at Thanksgiving.
No,
You
you're on
know?
vacation.
So, but enjoy this replay. We'll try to pick a good one.
Gobble gobble.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Twerk Ethic Show. With JT and the floating through space Cooley. What if they couldn't hear him?
Right.
You know?
That's what's about. Oh, I stepped on a rock!
Could you repeat that?
I stepped on a rock! Punctured my foot!
Mr. Armstrong, what did you say?
My foot hurt!
Mr. Armstrong, what? Neil, what's your location?
I'm on a f***ing mound! I just hit a golf ball so far!
It's coming back at you.
Well. Welcome to the Twerk Ethic Show.
What a great time to be alive.
Yes. I will say this. If YouTube blocks the intro we just did, I'm going to be so upset because
Swear to God.
that was epic. Thanks.
Yeah, it was.
Thanks for the realistic floating
Yeah.
through space.
I mean, I was in character.
So
Sure.
we're going to do, well, first and foremost, this is the Twerk Ethic Show if you didn't get to hear the intro. I'm JT.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. This is Cooley.
Hello.
And we're going to start with this day in history,
Ooh.
but we're only going to do one thing.
And
I'm
one
going to
thing
show
only.
you. And then the rest of this day will be at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So here you go. This day in history.
This day in history. Sometimes people die, and sometimes people don't.
Nice. This day
Yeah.
in history, April 11th,
Mm-hmm.
1970.
Oh,
Apollo 13
there you go.
launched from where?
Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida.
Dude's a genius.
Florida.
Flow rider.
Yeah.
So I thought
Yeah.
today, we've done this before, but we're going to do it again because I don't remember my answers and I had to prep again.
Right.
Tom Hanks, top 4 ranking,
Ooh.
Mount Rushmore. Today's Rushmore is Tom Hanks movies.
Top 4.
To recap,
One of the greatest actors to ever do it.
yes.
Ever.
To recap just the rules before we get in.
Yeah.
Top 4,
Uh-huh.
like Mount Rushmore, there's 4.
Yep.
You typically don't rank your Mount Rushmore,
Right.
but we are going to do that.
Yep.
4-1. But the ranking is personal,
Yeah.
subjective.
Yep.
Does not necessarily mean it's like the greatest film he ever did or the greatest
Right.
whatever. It's my favorite 4,
Mm-hmm.
your favorite 4,
Yep.
and you'll go first.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the rules. But you're right. Tom Hanks, probably, I mean, he's America's dad.
Yeah. It's true. I know he's my dad. Yeah. His acting he's still good.
He's great.
He's one of the best ever.
But we were talking, he is past his prime in the sense
Yeah.
of all of my Rushmore is before 2004.
Yeah.
Because in the 90s and early 2000s,
Yeah.
he was homering.
He was still young. He did a lot of physical comedy.
Yeah. Cooley. Frickin', let's do this.
All right.
Tom Hanks Rushmore.
Well, let's frick it.
No.
Frick it.
Number 4, hit me right in the face.
Frick it. We're going to do it live. Frick it.
Frickin'. Clip here.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live.
Number 4. I'm going big.
Go big. Big?
With big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's my answer. Big.
Dude. For the listener
Mm-hmm.
or the viewer, which maybe you're listening as well.
Thank you to both.
Unless hearing disability, then you're seeing this
Right.
through the captions.
It's true.
Big is that famous clip that you've seen or picture of you seen of him standing on the piano. The
Yeah.
very large piano.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I say that because I didn't watch this until later in life.
Right.
And I always saw that clip and I didn't know what it was from.
It was yeah. Well, the movie was before your time anyway.
Yeah.
It was before you were.
Actually, I think it was the same year I was born.
Oh, really?
86?
Maybe.
Let's look that up.
Okay.
But tell me about the movie. I was just telling, I just wanted to say if there were those like me who haven't seen it yet,
Yeah.
it's that clip.
Yeah. On the piano. In the toy store in New York. And I think they still have that piano
Okay.
in the toy store in New York. I think it's in the same place.
1988, by the way.
88.
So I was 2 years old.
There you go. I was 10.
Not really watched Tom Hanks movies at 2 years old.
True. Yeah.
But
yeah, Josh Baskins, 13-year-old, and sees a game, I guess, called Zoltar.
Zoltar.
Yeah, and it's
See your memory.
he'll grant
It's
you a
crazy.
wish, and he put his quarter in, went in the Zoltar's mouth, and wished he was big. The next morning, he's a 30-year-old man.
It's amazing.
Tom Hanks.
The
There you go.
ending of that movie, I don't like it. Like that movie was. I'm not going to ruin it for anyone.
Yeah.
And you should still watch the movie.
Mhm.
It doesn't ruin the movie.
No,
The
the movie's so good.
I personally wanted a different ending, is how I'll say it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that movie was great.
Yeah.
Do
One of the best.
you have a favorite?
Hints in my Rushmore.
Yes. I was going to say, do you have a favorite moment or a quote that you can remember?
The song. Well, I was 10 years old when it came out.
Yeah.
So, so when he was hanging out with his friend, I was always like those moments because just kids being kids, you know? So I was like, oh man, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I need a friend like that, which I did.
Yeah.
So, we just didn't have a little song. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy,
Oh,
rock.
yeah.
My friend, girlfriend, a Trisket. He said, a Trisket, a biscuit.
That's awesome.
Ice cream
Soda, vanilla on the top. Ooh, shawty, walking down the street 10 times a week. I read it, I said it, I stole my mama's credit. Sock me in the store just 3 more times.
How?
I don't know all of it, but
That's enough.
yeah, that's
I didn't know any of that. That's why you're on the show.
there. That was my audition.
Just that reason.
There we go.
And you're gone. Not.
How is that funny?
It's because I meant to do this.
That makes sense.
One day I'll learn the buttons. Okay. Is it my turn for number 4?
Yeah.
All right. Number 4 is Apollo 13. Great. America,
Love that one.
like a different kind of America, you know?
Yeah.
Like that kind of America is so much more elegant to me than, you know, the fireworks, America,
Yeah.
you know, cut off, you know, jean vest.
Yeah.
Like this kind of America was a lot more, still the same amount of, I'm not talking about the actual country, it's still the same amount of division and bad things.
Sure.
In fact, maybe could argue even worse. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is the way that they represented like rooting for the country,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
was so much cooler than it's sometimes portrayed now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
love that sort of 60s space,
Yeah.
you know, late 60s, early 70s
Mhm.
space vibe of
Mhm.
like, we can do it.
All the dudes wore shirt and ties.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of them smoked cigarettes
Yeah.
back in those days. But yeah, it's like back then somebody had a voice and they were actually on TV and
Yeah.
you know, now it's 13-year-old Sally and you're like, I don't want to listen to her.
Yeah.
But if you are 13 years old and Sally, I'm sure there's nothing against
You're
you.
doing wonderful
Yeah.
and we're proud of you.
Look at you.
kind of.
Your 20 TikTok followers. I love it.
Some of my favorite parts, I told you this, I have to write some of mine down because I cannot do what the heck you just did, where you just pulled that from memory.
Yeah.
I think probably my favorite in that whole movie is we got to put a square peg in a round hole. Like someone's got to figure this out.
Oh, yeah.
And they
Make a filter.
they throw all the stuff on the table and it's like, look, we can't use anything else.
Yeah.
Because this is what is actually there.
Yeah.
In the what is it? Not the shuttle, but or is it a shuttle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
They're like, this is what this is all they have.
Yeah.
And then the guy was like, duct tape. They have duct tape.
Mhm.
And duct tape saved them.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, it was literally how they were able to figure that out.
and excuse my French, but when they did that, that was badass.
Yeah.
This is all we got to do. Don't look for spare parts because they don't have it.
What I think you mean is, excuse your American.
Yeah.
That was badass.
Excusez-moi. Can't wait to go to QT and get my croissant.
My
Croissant.
Yeah. It was, dude, that part. And by the way,
It's a great part.
I've
It's
looked-
the turnaround.
it's very true as
Mhm.
well. That entire scene is very
Yeah.
true. And that to me represented, and this is maybe what I was trying to say earlier. That represented American ingenuity,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Yep.
Even though we did hire previous German citizens to help us get there.
Operation Paperclip was a secret United States intelligence program in which more than 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians were taken from the former Nazi Germany to the US for government employment after the end of World War II in Europe, between 1945 and 1959. Yeah. That really effing happened.
Sure.
They're helping us now.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see. I don't know, they had to come up with this idea,
Yeah.
and they did.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
It was cool.
And then the other part that I wrote down, because I couldn't remember it, was the old woman, Blanche. I think it was Jim's mom.
Oh, yeah.
So they go in
That's
there
right.
and they're like, hey, Jim's not going to be able to walk on the moon.
Yeah.
And she's like, but they told me he would. And then the little girl starts crying, and she goes, are you scared, honey?
Scared?
And she goes, yes. And she's like crying. She goes,
Well, don't you worry, honey. If they could get a washing machine to fly,
my Jimmy could
my
land it.
Jimmy could land
And you're
it.
like,
Yeah. Oh. She had faith in her boy.
yeah. It was
yeah.
that scene was cool.
That was awesome. And she had to calm the granddaughter down.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and she did it.
It's so cool.
I would have calmed down.
Such a good
I
movie.
think I did when I saw it.
Such a good movie.
Yeah.
You cried yourself.
Yeah. I
So
was scared for him.
number 3, Tom Hanks,
Number 3. Let's see
What you
I
got?
have, yeah. Oh, Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Amazing.
Yeah. So good.
I know you can remember some stuff from Forrest Gump.
A little bit. I don't have that one locked down as much as the other ones, but
Well, what do you think about when you think of the movie?
well, Run Forrest Run.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Run, Forrest, run.
And and all the shrimps.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Got shrimp, gumbo shrimp,
Shrimp.
bubblegum shrimp,
Shrimp salad, shrimp potato,
shrimp sandwich.
shrimp pizza.
You can do anything with a shrimp.
And then my favorite part is at the end, he just kind of stops. He's just like, shrimp potato, shrimp sandwich. I guess that's it. I don't know. I don't know what his quote was.
Right, yeah.
He just after he went on for the longest time, he's just like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah. I can't think of any more.
Shrimp salad, shrimp and potatoes, shrimp burger, shrimp sandwich. That's about it.
When I was a kid, I used to always do that. Like
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know why, but Bubba Gump, you know, like that. I can't remember.
Came
his-
a restaurant.
What was his name? I know his name was Bubba. I
Yeah.
should know. I can't remember his last name in the movie, or even if they shared it.
Was it Gump? No, that was Forrest.
No, because it was.
I don't know. It was the combined. Yeah.
But I used to walk around as a kid and always be like, shrimp salad, shrimp potato, like shrimp souffle, shrimp pizza. You know,
Or the what was the guy that came in and made out with his mom, and he heard him, and then he walked down the porch and he's like,
You don't say much, do you?
then Forrest started redoing his. Started making fun of him.
yeah. Well, Forrest Gump is great because there's so much history,
Yeah,
like legitimate history in that movie.
yeah,
I mean,
and he just puts himself in it.
puts himself in it, and he, like when he goes to the White House twice, but the one where he meets JFK, and he's like, what does he say? He says, JFK goes, congratulations. How do you feel?
Congratulations. How does it feel to be an All-American? Very good, sir. Congratulations. How do you feel? I got it.
Oh yeah, he drank all the Dr. Peppers.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And number 2, they was free. I must have drank me about 15 Dr. Peppers.
I gotta pee. Oh my gosh, dude! And how they did that? Where it really looked like he was meeting these people.
Oh yeah, I know.
It was crazy.
That was big time technology back then.
Yeah, Forrest Gump. incredible movie.
Yeah. And telling Jenny's grave that his boy's smart.
Oh yeah.
Darn you, Tom Hanks. You did it to me again.
Yes. And that was
good.
Ron Howard, right? That directed that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
Yep.
He also,
Richie Cunningham.
he directed Forrest Gump as well?
And Ope.
No, that was Apollo 13.
Who
Who directed
Zemeckis, I think.
Forrest Gump? I know Alan Silvestri did the soundtrack.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, he did Castaway too.
There you go.
Yeah, I was thinking Apollo.
Ron Howard did do Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
So, my number 3. You ready for it?
Ready.
My number 3.
Ready.
It's all about the airplanes.
Oh.
Not really. It's about an airport. The Terminal. Dude, just let me tell you.
that one.
I got to give this one to you.
Yeah.
I think I had saw The Terminal a while ago, but I only saw pieces of it, and I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
But then you introduced me to the soundtrack, which could be one of the greatest soundtracks of any movie.
It's very underrated.
It is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so I'd listened to the soundtrack for months.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I need to go. I actually need to go rewatch the movie.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and it blew me away. Like, blew my mind.
Yeah.
And then I went home and said, Sarah Carter, you need to watch this movie with me. And we watched it. She fell in love with it.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a good movie. And
so good.
my favorite parts are all right. Do you remember the part where he's helping the guy get engaged to the worker, to the girl that that's like approving his status or whatever?
Cassian Andor.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Well, he goes to the thing and she denies him again.
Yeah.
And he puts the ring box on the top of the thing, and she said, I can't get married, I'm working. And he said, he wait for you.
Yeah.
But my favorite part was he waits for you at Sabaro. It's like, yes.
Nice.
Like
Sabaro.
He's like waiting at a food court to like profess his love. And anyway, that part got me. And then
he's sick. He's so sick. He's in love. He's so sick.
Dude, he killed that accent.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, it is insane.
Yeah. After a while,
do you remember
I was
his name? Kavorsky?
Yeah.
Something, or Lavorsky, Kavorsky.
Yeah. Man, what is it? Yeah, Lavorsky.
Lavorsky. Do you know his name? Like the first name, I mean?
I can't remember.
Let's see. Victor.
Victor Lavorsky.
Victor Navorsky.
Navorsky. Okay. Got it.
Now say it.
Victor Navorsky.
There you go.
From Krakow. Krakow!
Catherine Zeta.
Oh, yeah.
Stanley Tucci.
She was in her prime back then. Stanley Tucci was awesome.
Yeah. He was great.
He played a great villain.
And I wrote this part down because I just wouldn't be able to remember it. But this probably was my favorite scene. It's, he doesn't speak English.
Right.
And so when he sits down with the officer,
Yeah.
and this was the dialogue. He was like, Victor, are you staying at the Ramada Inn?
Keep the change.
Do you know anyone in New York?
Yes.
Who?
Yes.
Who?
Yes.
No. Do you know anyone in New York?
Yes.
Who?
Yes.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, that's
it's so funny. And then another part I remember, obviously the quarters where he learns how to make money, and he goes and buys Burger King. But actually, my favorite part, it's probably only 10 seconds of the whole movie, was the janitor. He's like he cleans the floor, and he puts the what's that called? Wet floor signs up.
Oh yeah.
And he just sits back.
Gosh.
He just sits back and he's like sipping his Burger King. And these people just bust their tail and he's just
loving it.
He's loving it. And he's like, why are you do this? He's like, people in America don't read signs. This is the only time of the day I enjoy my job.
It's true. My friend Red Hernandez quoted the terminal the other day.
Wow.
And she was like, put it down. Put it down. And she said it and I was like, wait, what's that from? And she's like, oh, it's the terminal. I was like, yeah, it's the custodian. And I put it down. I was like, wow. You pulled that one out of nowhere.
That's impressive.
Yeah, for sure.
That's impressive.
But the way she said it, though, I was like, wait a minute.
So are we at your number 2?
We are. Also, back to terminal. There's a girl that works in the movie at Annie Ann's.
You told me this.
Pretzel. Carla Whitley, I believe. Yeah. And every time I watch it, like when he does the handprint in the copier and everybody posts the handprint on the at their business or whatever, and everybody's like, saying, we're with you, Victor. And she is in the Annie Ann's.
Wow.
And she's just looking at her, and I was just like, wait a minute. I know who that is. And every time I watch it, I text her. I'm just like, guess what I'm watching? She's like, oh my God.
That's amazing.
She's like, that's so long ago.
That's amazing. All right. So your number 2, Tom Hanks. What you got?
He's pretty lonely in this movie.
Oh. Toy Story.
Well, I guess he is lonely in the booth. This is Castaway.
Oh, man.
On the
Wilson!
Deserted island.
Man.
Yeah.
That is, it is in my honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
And if we were going to say, like, if we were going to put it on Rushmore, like best movies,
yeah,
that'd probably be in my Rushmore.
Yeah.
Because it's such a well done movie.
Well done movie, and he acts by himself. And he's by himself for over an hour in that movie.
Yeah.
Just on an island by himself. And I was like, he doesn't have anybody to react to except for a volleyball with a face.
Yeah.
Named Wilson.
Yeah.
And if you can act by yourself like that, and I've talked to friends about this, and I'm like, who else can play that role?
I don't know.
I'm sure there's people that are capable of, but I'm just like, who better than Tom Hanks?
The only person I can think of is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Because he did The Revenant.
Oh, yeah.
Which is pretty much the same thing.
Right.
He went most of the movie without saying a word.
Yep.
But it's very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
dude, yeah.
It's very, and to keep it interesting, like you were saying, like,
yeah.
Okay, fine. You can act, but like,
yep.
How are you going to keep this interesting? So you also have to give that to the director.
Sure.
Like, whoever the director was. The same guy.
Yeah.
You have to give it to him.
Zemeckis.
Yeah.
Yep.
To like keep you interested.
And oh, dude, yeah.
In one character,
And he does it.
It's a great movie,
superbly.
It's a great
and there's
movie.
not music until he loses Wilson.
Oh, there you go. That's even more difficult.
Silvestri.
Yeah. That's even more difficult.
Man. Just yelling for a volleyball, and you're just like, why am I crying over volleyball?
Yeah. Yeah. There's some
It's
people.
so good.
There's some people that hate this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think they're just like, man, I watched this whole movie.
Yeah.
And he was by himself. It's the same reason you're saying it's good. They're
Right.
saying it's bad.
Yeah.
I think the majority of people would agree this is a freaking masterpiece.
Oh, dude. I mean, so good.
The fact that he did Castaway and Forrest Gump, directed those.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
I know. And completely different.
I just wanted to look at some of, there you go. Back to the Future. Back to the Future 2. Castaway. Castaway, Forrest Gump, Back to the Future. Hang it up, dude.
Yeah.
Hang it up. That
You
is.
can retire.
Not many people are ever going to get on your level.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
ever. All right. Excellent choice, dude. Number 2 for me is You've Got Mail.
Nice. Sounds like straight up 90s.
Yes. So I know what you're thinking. Really? Rom-com? Dude, I think this is probably my favorite rom-com.
Yeah.
But it's Tom Hanks at his best. Okay? It's Meg Ryan at her best.
Yeah.
It's a capture of a time, a technology
Yeah.
that it's hard to understand unless you live through it. But there's like this, so this movie like captures that time
Yeah.
of like, you know, the youth of the computer age, you know, and the innocence of it.
AOL.
Yeah. It's incredible movie, ahead of its time.
Yep.
Super warm, like makes me feel really great. And truth be told, man, I used to be ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of it anymore. I'm a romantic guy.
There you go.
I really am.
Nothing wrong with that.
I get excited when I hear other guys talking about how much they love their wife.
Yeah.
You know? Or like when they do
awesome.
something special for their family and
Yep.
like it gives me all the feels, dude. So like when I see this movie, I'm like, man, why can't I feel like this all the time? It's such a feel good movie.
Yep.
And
it came out at the right time too. 'Cause in the 90s,
yeah,
they were just doing it right back then, man.
So do I think this is number 2 again, like Tom Hanks, you know, movies in terms of his talent? No, well, of course not.
Right.
But in terms of my favorite Tom Hanks movie, I think he is so Tom Hanks. It's not even funny in this movie.
I'll give you that.
And it's special. So that's my number 2.
That's cool. I like it.
One more thing.
Okay.
In that movie, Joe Fox is his character's name.
Yeah.
And he's building what we kind of all know today as Barnes & Noble. So in a weird way, every time I go into Barnes & Noble now, I think of You've Got Mail.
Oh.
And so Barnes & Noble is almost nostalgic just because of You've Got Mail.
That mail. Yeah. All right.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
But
interesting.
All right, number 1. Cooley, I want you to tell me what your number 1 is.
Number 1 Tom Hanks movie is Braveheart.
Cheaper by the dozen.
No, it's one you mentioned earlier, and it's Apollo 13.
Nice.
That's my number 1.
Nice, dude. Well, is there something in there that we didn't talk about? I know we talked about it a while ago.
Probably. I mean, well, obviously, because it's a 2-hour movie, but the CGI back then was top notch. Ron Howard was the director. Obviously, we pointed that out. Yeah.
Okay.
And like,
so was You've Got Mail.
them doing so them doing like putting the top on the shuttle and him explaining the Saturn V rocket to this tour group or whatever. And it like making this huge noise, but it's like gently lowered down, but it still goes, you know, I'm just like, I can feel that. Just how big that stuff is, you know, it's just bigger than life.
That's a good point. It's like Apollo 13 is one of those movies. We were talking earlier. I think I'll die on this hill. 90s movies.
Yeah.
Are, I want to say 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Are the best movies ever.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're so good.
Yeah.
But Apollo 13 is a classic blockbuster.
Yeah. For sure.
And it's like, I feel like we don't get those anymore.
Yeah.
It's very rare. And if it is, it's no offense to anybody, like, because I like superhero movies, but if it is a blockbuster, it's a superhero movie.
Right.
And it's like, I get it, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, give us something.
Yeah.
Like Apollo 13, Saving Private Ryan. Like,
well, I think it was based off, you know, true events. So that, you know, I know that's a big thing for you. That's a big thing for me too.
It's huge.
So if it's based on true events or inspired by true events, I'm all on board.
Yeah.
And this is flight surgeon horse shit, Deke.
Failure is not an option.
Dude, Ed Harris.
Ed Harris.
So good in that movie, bro. Gene.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were talking about somebody not having the measles before, and it was Gary Sinise's character. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He's like, "Oh, Ken Mattingly, that's who it was." He's like, "Well, I've had the measles. Ken Mattingly hasn't," and then all of a sudden, it turns into this big thing, and then when he's doing the voiceover at the end, he's like, "Ken Mattingly flew the next mission. Never, ever having the measles." Like, oh, snap.
Hey, you know, one thing else I'll say about that movie.
Yeah.
It's a period piece.
Yep.
But man, it's so convincing.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you watch it, you literally feel like you have transported back to that time.
Yeah.
And you know what it's like.
Yep.
You almost feel like an expert now because you've seen this time period, even though I was nowhere near alive.
Yeah.
So it was like they did such a good job with that.
Oh, yeah. And it was nearly 30 years after all those events happened, but they took you back with like the old school Corvette that Jim Lovell was driving around.
And the soundtrack, like not just the score, but like
dude,
the soundtrack was great.
So good.
Well, my number one.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
I'm going to do a little bit of what you said because I too am naming a movie. Ooh. I too am naming a movie that you already named. That movie is I can't do it, sing it, but Mr. Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump will always be my favorite Tom Hanks movie.
What song was that?
I know I really screwed that up. That was let me just pull it
Fogerty?
up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's actually Creedence.
Oh, okay. Well,
Forrest Gump. Up top of down, red, white, and blue. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh,
that red, white, and blue.
I think we've already talked about the movie, and like ad nauseum, but like, I think as a kid, my favorite thing to do, like I said, was the Bubba, with the shrimp stuff.
Uh-huh.
But I also, I used to love like, the Life's Like a Box of Chocolates, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that I probably said the most is, and it's so true, is Mama always said, stupid is as stupid does.
Right.
If that ain't the truth.
Yeah. Mama was right.
Mama was right. Sally Field.
Yep.
Is it Fields or Field?
I think it's just Field.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should have committed.
You're thinking of Mrs. Fields.
I am now.
And her cookies.
Yes, I am. I think we've talked about pretty much everything in that movie.
Yeah.
But I think for me, the biggest thing is that it's the history. You just walk through this whole thing and and then also the story of a man's life.
Yeah.
Of like growing up and dealing with bullies and, because of his leg situation.
Yeah.
He was picked on, but he actually grew out of that, became stronger because of that.
Yep.
And,
went to Alabama.
He fell in love. He served in the military. He, that's why I tell Mafioso Joe, he's kind of Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
I mean, he's lived quite a story.
Yeah.
So, well, dude,
he's done a lot of things.
We did it. So now let's do honorable mentions. My honorable mentions are Big, Sleepless in Seattle, Saving Private Ryan. He doesn't act in it. At least I don't think there's a part where he acts in it, but Band of Brothers. Saving Mr. Banks, Captain Phillips, Catch Me If You Can, A League of Their Own, Castaway, which is in yours.
Uh-huh.
And then Money Pit.
Oh, yeah. Classic.
Yeah.
That's
what are yours?
Toy Story 1 through 4, The Post, Terminal. You already mentioned that one. The Burbs, Private Ryan. A TV show that he was in, Bosom Buddies, where he dressed up as a woman. Pretty
Splash? Funny. Is that on your honorable? Because it wasn't on mine.
No, it should
have been.
Captain Phillips is, Saving Mr. Banks is, Polar Express.
Nice.
and Road to Perdition.
Nice.
Which
I've
is
never
really
seen
good.
Philadelphia.
I haven't either, actually.
That might be in my Rushmore if I saw it, because I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, I have too.
Good job, dude.
Well done.
Well, we've ran out of time, so we'll do this very quickly as promised. Let's
All right.
finish out this day in history.
Okay.
This day in history. Sometimes people die. And sometimes people don't.
So good. This is more This Week in History. We should
Okay.
write a new song, I guess.
Yeah.
1912,
Uh-huh.
April 12th,
Okay.
I think. Is it 1912? Titanic set sail.
Oh.
I actually said that from memory. So let's find out when did the Titanic set sail. April 10th.
Oh, okay.
I got the year right. April 10th,
Yeah.
which was yesterday when this airs. 1912 is when the Titanic set sail, which crazy. Also, April 10th, 1925, I believe, is The Great Gatsby book came out.
Oh.
Which you just went to a Gatsby party, right?
I did.
April 10th, 1925 was when Mr. F. Scott Fitzgerald
Oh, yeah.
came out with The Great Gatsby.
All right.
Pretty good movie too.
Yeah.
The,
I saw the movie.
That's pretty good. April 15th, 1947, Mr. Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball. And
Number 42.
number 42, great movie as well.
Oh. I didn't see that one.
And finally,
Yeah.
as we talked about at the very beginning, Apollo 13, 1970.
Yep.
It took off from Cape Canaveral.
Yep.
Gentlemen, that's not acceptable. I want this mark all the way back to Earth with time to spare. We never lost an American in space. We're sure as hell not going to lose one on my watch. Failure is not an option.
Yeah, Ed Harris.
And that is the end of the show, ladies
Ed
and gentlemen.
Harris. Yeah.
The next time that you're ready for an epic, and I mean truly epic, life-changing, American experience, tune in, which doesn't exist anymore, but tune in to the Twerk Ethic show.
Whenever you feel like it.
If you feel like it.
Yeah.
With JT, which is me.
Yeah. That's him.
Cooley, which is
me.
He. And will change your life. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Or I don't know the
In some way.
extent, but your life's going to change.
Yeah.
You got anything to say to sign off for the most epic Twerk Ethic Show episode of all time?
It's at this date. Twerk Ethic will be twerk epic of epic proportions as far as the eye can see.
Yes.
Past the what's it called? Whirlpool Galaxy, which is over 100 million light years away. But maybe, just maybe, they can see Twerk Ethic from there.
Wow, dude, we did it. Dude, that was like, we crushed that. All right, y'all. Y'all have a blessed week in his gentle grip.
Woo! Come on, 1 o'clock.
America.
We salute you.
Bye!
No matter how bad your leadership is. It's the Twerk Ethic Show. It's the Twerk Ethic